Just chilling after work. Goodness, my work situation's horrific. Not gonna lie to you. It is so hot, and it's like today was like in like a wet, humid, obviously, but it was so warm. Like I was soaked, like from sweat. I kind of don't. It's weird. I definitely don't want to do this for a living and have to deal with this daily. But I kind of do like I've lost a lot of weight. And I know if I stop a job like this, I'm trying to change the diet. Having trouble with the Coca-Cola, not gonna lie to you. I had decided this weekend, past weekend, that I'm like, enough with the Coke. What I finished what I got. I got my Sambas on, which is my acai fruit juice, which is probably organic. Probably too much of that. I don't think there's any actual high fructose syrup in it anyway. But then today I go into fucking Publix and I end up getting the 2 for 2, buy 2, get 2, 2 liter, which I don't even, you can't even fit it in my fucking refrigerator. I don't know why I did that. I'm like, these will be the last 4. I get fucking ridiculous. Oh, it aggravates me. Sugar is easily the most addictive drug fucking man has produced. Easily. Easily. You'd have to be a fool. And it's exactly like all the other ones. And from that plant. And you snort it and fucking just one of those aggravating things about society that people there's just sugar's not a drug, and well, it cost us this much, the diabetes, blah, blah, it cost society. No, well, that's too bad. I mean, how are we gonna what, you gonna have a society without Oreos? I don't disagree there. No, but it's gotta be choice. I don't know. You've got to make the wiser choices. I have. It's been a long time, and I gotta be honest with you, I do look at Oreos, and I guess a lot of it's the price as well has helped. As things have gone up, it's been a little easier to quit some of those borderline shit you were eating. Except Coca-Cola. I gotta be honest with you, when I start thinking about lunch, it's just like, cold Coca-Cola with ice. You know? Like I go to Zaxby's, it's for the Coke as much as anything. I don't go often. I only eat out maybe it's not often. 1, 2, 3 times a month, if that. Pretty good about it. But occasionally I'll just be like, you know what? Going to Zaxby's. I used to get the Wawa subs. Not too I've always been pretty good. I went when I first started, I did eat out just about every day for the first month or 2. But I haven't been to Taco Bell in months. I went to the Taco Bell here in Arcadia. I was gonna break down. When the hell was that? Possibly Sunday night coming home from playing music and one car in front of me and they pulled in right in front of me and it ended up being like just their order was like 10 minutes, and it's like and I'm just hearing them read it back, and none know this, know that, and soft that extra. And I'm like, oh, dude, don't you get it, man? Fuck off. You don't go to Taco Bell and fucking adjust anything, man. The only I one thing I will do, and I think it's legit, of course, because I do it, but I think it's legit if you're doing something like this. Like when I get the chalupas, they want to put sour cream, and I'm like, can you not no sour cream and put the Baja Ranch? Which think fuck, why would the Baja Ranch not be what you're putting on it already? Just sour cream on a fucking chicken chalupa? Fucking doesn't even make any sense. Baja Ranch on a chicken. That's what comes with if you get the number, whatever it is. It's chicken. You got to ask to change it to beef or steak. And either that. Why wouldn't you want the Baja Ranch? I mean, what? That's pretty quick, I'm like, "Yep, can I get hey, and can I instead of sour cream, can I get the Baja Ranch, spicy Baja Ranch on there?" That's it. I don't get up there and like, "Yeah, can we get in on the" so I get 2 steak tacos with that and a soft taco. Can you make the taco no lettuce and make it hard? And on the steak, one of the steak, can you exactly. He knows. Billy knows. He's right there with me. So anyway, they pull up and I get up to the order and I sat there for probably not as long as I felt, but it was a minute. And then I decided if I am able to do like I forget what it was, if I was able to change the CD or something before they talked to me, I was leaving and I left. Not that I was just like, you know what, this is probably better. I'm thinking the Mexican pizza meal, which is 12 fucking 99 now or 12.29 or something 12. It's definitely 12, which is ridiculous. So I'm like, yeah, that's the sort of decision where you're like, I kind of broke down and you're kind of feeling a little bad. I do. I'm like, God, I've been so good, but I'm like, I've been so good, so let's have some Taco Bell. And then they fucking are just inept, and I'm like, you know what? You're telling me, move on. So I moved on. Who can blame me? Who can blame me? Taco Bell ain't good for you, man. I've eaten a lot of Taco Bell. I'm trying to wise up. I use ghee now. You ever hear of ghee? Ghee. It's clarified butter. And oh my. And it's just supposed to be good for you. Regular butter is good for you as well. Which is a shame because I've got 2 things of margarine in my fridge that have been sitting there. I wonder if margarine can go bad. And the answer to that is possibly and probably no, and that's because it's not that great for you. It's like I have a hot dog roll from I bought it that's probably a month old and it's not moldy. That ain't whatever's going on there ain't normal. I don't intend to eat it. Now it's more an experiment. Just waiting. This is the no man's land. I got home from work, then I feed the cats at 6:30. Then I go up to the pool. And I hate it's just a weird I just don't know what to do with my time in the afternoon. It's too late to have a beer or too early to have a beer. Even just one beer, it seems. Sometimes I do. But it's too friggin' hot in Florida to do anything. I get no shade whatsoever on my RV. It's nice. I got a good cocoony feel inside. Cats, other stuff. Too much stuff. But when you get right down to it, it is too much stuff to move around, but I'm one person, so why do I have to be everywhere? You know what I mean? I don't need everywhere in my RV. I can get to my seats, the driver's thing, out the door, the bathroom. I don't need it'd be nice to not have anything in here, but I don't really need it. It's kinda you do adjust your mindset for that a little bit. We're working it out. So what do we got? 6:06. I use that for my alarms oftentimes. 6:06, 7:07. If you're getting up at 7 a.m., you might as well grab those 7 extra minutes, be like 7:07 is just a nice number. If those 7 minutes are gonna cost me being late, to hell with it. Although I do 6:03 right now, I kinda did. And I'm well on time, and I'm usually sitting there able to strum some guitar before I even leave the RV. Not much to it, don't eat. I work outside where I work, and even if I didn't, I could get stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I can like eat an apple while I work and sort of thing. So I or even stop and eat a yogurt. I've been drinking, they got this stuff, this coconut milk, and it's like a lemonade one, and there's a strawberries and cream. It's Vito Coco. And I was buying there, I tried it out with the BOGOs at Publix, and it was good. I was drinking the coconut milk when it was 90 something. It still is. Or just the coconut water. And it seemed to I haven't been cramping as much as I do. Because I sweat a lot and I have cramp issues. Like I'll be laying in bed and like the whole fucking rib cage or the whole cat thigh muscle and shit. But hasn't happened in a while. And that was a knock on the wood there, Billy. He's like, but so the coconut milk, maybe there is, or water, but this is more of a treat. But it's really good, and they've been doing BOGOs. And here's the deal with this shit, though. There's a lemonade one, which is my favorite. The strawberries and cream is just a little weird for me. They had an orange cream one when I first saw this sale, like a month, yeah, about a month ago. They put it. It was a new item. And I go into Publix and I see it there, and they had like 3 wide back with the orange cream and the lemonade. So it's a BOGO, so I get 2 orange cream and 2 lemonade. The orange cream has never appeared anywhere. And I was on a trip. I went to like Orlando or something, and I stopped at like 4 or 5 different Publix along that way. Nobody had the orange cream. So what the fuck is up with that? It's awesome. And you throw it out there and you just can't make any more or something? What is going on? It's crazy. It's maddening. It's truly maddening. Vito Coco, what the fuck? Get your act together, man. Because they're a BOGO this week again. Vito Coco. And it looks so appealing. It's a little cardboard carton, but it's yellow, with white, and it says frozen lemonade or not frosted lemonade or something. I don't know. I could show you, but I'm not gonna. For no reason. I got all my stuff. I'm trying to go through stuff. This is always tough. Where is this? Is this the Grand Canyon? I believe so. Yes. That's the North Rim, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know, but the North Rim is harder to get to, and I actually drove like 75 miles. It's 75 miles to go to a particular campground on the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. You go through St. George, Utah. When I bought my Xterra, like that was the first trip I took. I went right down there, and then the second week, I went to Capitol Reef National Park and took the 20-mile or 27-mile off road there. Went through my first forded my first stream slash river. I guess it technically was a river. But I don't want to just throw this stuff out. I used to work on the road, and I did the national parks heavy. And I mean, I go to if you're gonna go to a national park, especially the big ones out west and stuff, don't worry about seeing everything if you only got a day or even two. Pick a fucking cool fucking trail, like that might be a 7-mile hike or something, or even 10, 12 miles. And just do that all day. Take your time. You're 50 feet off the trail, you'll never see another fucking person the whole time, and it'll be awesome. Instead of just racing from thing to thing, Congaree National Park. That's in South Carolina, not far from Columbus. Or is it Columbia, South Carolina? Columbia. But I went and saw my niece who was going to USC there. I brought her out here. It's a little weird, but these are like a stand. Those trees there. I don't know if they're cypress or whatever, but that's like one of the last. It's a old growth, original. You know, of course, I've been to Yosemite. I get these. I stood up there. No, actually, I didn't. I stood at unless that is I stood at the top of Yosemite Falls, and I mean right at the top. And there's no railings there, dude. It's great. That's what I love about the parks out west, like North Rim of the Grand Canyon. If you're dumb enough to walk off or try and take a selfie leaning over, you're probably gonna die. It's not like being in New York where there's a fucking railing on everything. What do we got here? Grand Canyon. It's like Bright Angel Canyon. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Look at this picture. This is cool. More Grand Canyon. That's real, man. That's a sunset out there. But I got to figure out what I want to do with all this stuff. But this is Capitol Reef. This is in Utah. Capitol Reef National Park. I offhand I can't tell you why I don't know if it was I don't know. But see, that's like the off-road road. And I tell you, you get out there and you're like, did I make a wrong turn? Because it's just 2 lane and all of a sudden you're getting into like loose sand and shit. And you're like, I don't know. This is cool. This is in Eastern Oregon. John Day fossil beds. These are all different. There's different sections that are miles apart, like unconnected, but they just put it all under the one thing. There's some pretty cool shit out there, and it's cool. Eastern Oregon's cool. That's where all the normal people are. Fucking Portland and Bend is where all the losers are. Good one, Mojave National Park. Or what is it? National Preserve, but that's on I-40. Is it 40 or 15? 15, I believe, between Vegas and LA on the way. Saguaro. This is another one. This is is it near Tempe or Tucson? But I believe I think there might be like different what they call units that are miles apart there, but that might be another one there that I'm thinking of that's Oregon pipe cactus or something like that. Canyon Lions. That's in Utah near Moab. Cool place. Definitely highly recommend Moab. And if you go to the Moab Brewery, I haven't been there in a long time, but I went there a lot when I used to be. I spent almost 2 years of my life in Utah total, in months at a time. So it was all quality time. But I'd go to Moab a lot, and Moab Brewery used to have their own brand of root beer on tap, like a big fucking like brewing it there, and it'd be ice cold. And it's always hotter than fuck there. So you're going in. There's also a um a spring in the rock right when you get into Moab. You go over the Colorado River, and that would be a left, and you can drive along the river, like right along it with the cliffs next to you that are probably only a couple 100 feet high. And then actually about 15 miles out, that's a beautiful drive. It opens out, and that's out where the ranches, some of those ranches featured in those some of the it's the western, the reddish rock with the hoodoos and just the tall. It's not the one in Arizona with the mittens, but obviously, but there was some westerns, John Ford westerns filmed out there. And you had the towers. I went out to that a couple times. People rock climb those. Beautiful. But anyway, right where you take the left on where the Colorado River is, there's literally a spring where you can fill, and I have many times, fill up all your water bottles. It's dripping out of the rock. And they actually got a cistern, like a little thing, so you can It's I'm making the international symbol of a chute coming out of the water of the wall with water in it, like a half pipe, but more of like a third of a pipe. But anyway, and you can fill up your water and drink it. There's also one of those. There's an actual spring. If you leave Boise, Idaho, and you go straight south, there's only one road. It brings you into Nevada, and then it brings you right. I think it goes by where they have the what's that fucking loser thing there? The Burning Man. The idea is good, but it's been destroyed. But anyway, it's literally one road, and it goes right down that valley and into Winnemucca, I believe, Nevada, and it picks up I-80 runs through there. And that's how you would go to Yosemite. It would bring you right by Mono Lake on the 395 and the eastern side of the Sierras. But yeah, that one road, you look at a map, and what's nice is you look at a map, there's one road, and you really go there, and it's just one road. In fact, when I took that road, I saw a golden eagle, which is bigger than a bald eagle. I saw a bald eagle today, but down next to the lake, white head is it was huge. But I saw this golden eagle actually catch something and start eating it. And I was able to pull over and take some film of it because it was a one of those roads where it was like 15 feet up on the side and there was a fence. So I was in that gully and he came up and I was able to pull over and go back. There's also a spring there. Maybe I was already stopped at the spring, which is why it didn't startle him. And he came in while I was just standing there. But anyway, there's a spring and they actually have like a, what would you call it? They built a pipe coming up with a cistern. But that's even a little nicer, colder water than the Utah one. I'm not really speaking on with any authority on that actual coldness of any of the water. I shouldn't say that. But I drank it all and it was good. That's a good ride too. Pretty stark, but you come down that when you get into Nevada, you go over the line. There's nobody on these roads either. And you go right down that valley. It's just flat and nothing. And then there's like the hills on each side. And then you got Winnemucca right on I-80 there, and that's like a casino town. If you look on the map, it's just on that corner where I-80 comes into from Utah. I-80 goes, you go by Elko, Nevada, where I've been to the Cowboy Poetry Festival. Bing Crosby used to have a ranch out there. Cool town. But you keep going, and I might be wrong on whether it's Winnemucca because you pass Winnemucca, but I might be my fucking maps in my car. I got other maps here, but anyway. So I like to refresh about that. But and then I-80 when you're coming out of Nevada, Utah, and you go Elko, but then it kind of cuts down. And that's in Winnemucca's like you go a long way from Elko, and then and then it goes down and kind of cuts back over when you go into California. Nevada, did you know that Nevada is the most mountainous state? If you look at a topographic map, you'd understand that. None of them are huge. The biggest mountain in Nevada, which is like 12,000 feet or so, but it's right on the line with California. Like just the top of it's in Nevada, and like one half side, but but anyway, but then there's just rows and rows of mountains all throughout Nevada. None of them are huge, but they're all there. And I've driven most of those roads that's the nice thing about Nevada. You get up into the center in the north, there's just not a lot of roads. So you look at a map, that I think there's one called a 50 or something where he takes you through like Tonopah and you cut up and it'll take you from like if you want to go from Vegas and take a back road, like instead of taking 15, you can cut through the middle of Nevada and pick up 80. And where you pick up 80 is right over the line. That might actually be Winnemucca. There is a town right over the line, literally from Utah. That's a big casino town. Not a big one, kind of small, kind of nice one. If you're a traveler, and especially, truckers, obviously, but like if you like just start doing a road trip, you do road trips, you're a seasoned road tripper, but not always on the road, but that's what like a place you stop at 2 in the morning. It's fucking the lights are bright as hell, the parking lots are huge, and, you can kinda be safe and stuff. But I thought that I got a hotel room one night in Reno, Nevada. I'd been in Lake Tahoe all day, and I went into Reno. I had my fucking Specialized mountain bike on my roof of my Outback. And I also had my $1,800 Redwood Telecaster in my car. But anyway, for some reason, the parking lot was lit up like a fucking football stadium, and I'm like, "Fuck, I don't feel like taking my bike off." I came out in the morning and it was gone. All I could say is, well, at least they didn't break the windows, and because I didn't leave my guitar just laying there; it was covered. But I think I had like 3 guitars in there, but that was the main. At least they didn't break the car windows and take all that shit too. So, but that was a lesson. All I had to do was take the fucking thing off and bring it up to my room, and I just was, it was late. When I go somewhere, if I'm at Lake Tahoe, I didn't leave at 4:30 to get a hotel room. I was there till like fucking 10:30 at night and then drove an hour to get back into Reno, and I go in at like midnight. That's how I roll. You go somewhere for a week, I'm working. I do those trips when I'm working. You go somewhere for a weekend, you don't you're you're doing shit the whole time. That's why getting a nice hotel is just stupid. Like at Disney World, why would you go to the night? I mean, it is, I suppose, nice to stay at the Contemporary once. Not anymore. It's like $1,000 a night, man. People pay that, and people pay it. Some people may be getting it paid for or written off or whatever, but some people pay it. And basically, the thing's sold out all the time. So I guess a lot of people pay it. I'm lamenting I've let my Disney pass expire in April 1st. And I only want to go back hang at the place. I don't care if I ever go on another ride. There's I you know I But I do like hanging there. I like the whole concept. I mean, they've destroyed it. They sucked all the spontaneity and fun out of it, but I still enjoy it being there because it's a really safe place, and it gets a little creepy if you let yourself be in the bubble. But I'm way too cynical to ever just be lost in just being a whatever it would be. But I have it's changed my perspective or made me realize, I do love the concept of what Walt was trying to do, and that one guy was able to do this. And, like you got to push to make that happen, you know, and lamenting what they've done and just gone away from the family with their LGBTQ bullshit and shit and pushing that, and that being basically the Disney legacy being hijacked by that. Whatever you think about that shit, Walt Disney founded that park for families. And now they represent something else to people, as like the first thing you think of with Disney is fucking weirdness. And that's legit. That's what people find out you're a Disney, what the fuck do you go there for? You know, and I feel that I'm always kind of on the fence about I like the Disney bubble. Not too much. I never I can't get weird about it, but I do. Um, and just living in the real world, you know, it's like just go take a chance. But then you hear about the reality of Thailand and stuff, and I do pick Thai. I think I saw a thumbnail for that. It had nothing to do with any of the sexual weirdness that goes on there or anything, but just the reality of the crime. And if you're look like this, you're just it's dangerous. It's a reality. And you're just a target, and it's just never going to be safe. The reality of it. You can keep kidding yourself, especially if you're not super rich, obviously. And just the people who are super rich. I don't mean the super rich. I mean Elon Musk has done shit, whether you like him or not. And if you don't like him, you're just a fucking moron. He's a weird dude, no doubt, but he's also brilliant and done a lot of great things that'll last a lot longer than he does. Maybe. But let's not get, yeah, no, you're a fucking moron. I think any Elon Musk is a bad fucking person. Or bad for humanity or whatever. Don't really give a shit what kind of person. I sure as hell value his opinion a lot more than I do somebody like Mark Zuckerberg. Now, there's a worthless piece of shit who just fell into that. He didn't even create it. He didn't do nothing. Nothing. He just didn't fell into that. And now fucking he gets asked by fucking heads of government about shit. That's absurd. That's absurd. Good for him. Not begrudging that he has the money, but there ain't nothing there that anybody should be going getting any consultation or advice from that fucking weirdo. Just a gray day here. I can't really see it. Hotter than fuck out there though. Or warm. It's more of a warm, super warm, but you wouldn't say hot because it's not sun hot. You know, it's more, it's just a sweaty, shitty day out there. But we got to go down to the pool. That's my shower. They do have nice showers here too. Just good, strong showers. Took me like 2 months. I'm like, remember some guy asking me down at the pool is like, they got showers here? I'm like, no, I can't. I told him just the one here for the fucking before you go in the pool. I'm like, that's what I have to shower with. I'm like, the pool is my shower. And then it turned out there was 3 nice showers like right behind the entry shack. They got the back of it. And they're nice, you know, they're big and the shower strong and soothing. But I don't like going. Actually, I gotta do that. I gotta shave. It's about as long as I like it to get. I don't know if I will shave though. I shave at the in the shower thing. There they got mirrors on the wall, little ones that fog up and it's a pain in the ass. Or I shave here and go in the pool. I guess I can shave here. Decisions. Oh, payday. Lawyer's salary. Remember that commercial? What was that? Life magazine or Life, the Game of Life? I don't think I ever beat my sister at that. That's still ongoing. What's up, sweetie? Look at that beautiful. Hmm? Look at that silhouette. Silhouette. She takes after her mother. Her mother wasn't a long hair though, but she was a tortie. Lila. That's Lola. All right, time to feed the cats. And I'm going to the pool. And shave. Go to the pool. I take a dump. Probably. Most likely. This is all about, man. Thanks for tuning in. Tell your friends. Raphael Gaudry. He's cute. Raphael. Yeah. Is that Raphael there? No, probably not. That's all right, friends.